Time now for our daily focus report, and we go to the U.S. On Tuesday, Oklahoma became the 30th state to legalize medical marijuana. Whether for medicinal or recreational use, there has been a change in attitude across North America. California legalized recreational use back in January, and the state is in fact the world's largest cannabis market. But as more opportunities come, there are new environmental, sanitation, and traceability rules. Pierre Laurent and Hayday Adams report.
The Emerald Triangle lies just north of San Francisco. These lush hills are home to wine farms and cannabis country. This is America's top marijuana growing region with tens of thousands of farmers, including Adam Bramlage and Deanna Davis.
So this is our farm, 2018.
Quite a bit different from years past, where at this time, June 1st, it would be fully planted with cannabis, probably about 4 or 5 feet tall at this point.
This is how the same field looked last year. 5 acres of thriving plants. The harvest allowed Bramlage and Davis to market their own brand of medical marijuana. But the legalization of recreational cannabis in January forbids farming without a license. New standards control safety, the impact of cannabis farming on the environment, and product traceability. To comply, Bramlage says he would need to invest $200,000.
They've basically set it up for, if you want to get licensed, you have to be able to come up with hundreds of thousands of dollars to jump through all their hoops and pass all their tests. So they're basically taking away our life as we know it, our ability to farm, subsist, and survive, and they've handed it over to big money and big industry.
Now Bramlage and Davis grow only 6 plants, the maximum allowed for personal consumption. They have abandoned the cultivation of cannabis to focus instead on the new business opportunity of legalized distribution.
Right now, our only shot is being like every other startup in the world and raising money from investors, creating some capital to actually scale and grow your company.
Exactly.
Well, let's go throw this one in the ground.
These aren't the only Californians under pressure in a transforming market. For decades now, growers and users here had built direct relationships.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Forrest Hurd's son has a rare disease, Lennox-Gastaut syndrome. 11-year-old Silas suffers severe seizures, sometimes up to dozens a day.
I had to quit my job to care for him full time. We lost our income, and we were sitting on the couch at one point, just popping rescue meds into his mouth, trying to keep him alive from day to day.
No treatment seemed to work, but Hurd learned that cannabis oil could save his son's life, so he asked local farmers to provide it.
After about a year and a half, we found the profile that Silas responded to, and when we tried it, his seizures immediately stopped. He had 80 seizures on Friday. We started the new medicine. He had 0 seizures on Saturday.
This cannabis oil is not publicly available. Previous rules allowed growers to sell it through a charity Hurd created, but the new law blocks patients from buying marijuana products from farmers, so Silas's future is uncertain.
Now we're not going to be able to take care of ourselves legally. The small farmers are being shut down, and the generalized market isn't ready to deal and treat really rare, serious disease yet.
As the marijuana market transforms, the rules differ throughout California. Each local authority can adapt the law. One solution for small farmers is to regroup into cooperatives.
We're here at the Flow Cannabis Institute in the heart of Mendocino, California. Here we have an 80-acre facility. It's 100,000 square feet of industrial space. And what's really exceptionally great about the property is the same use from grape to wine. You need dark, dry, cool, insulated buildings is the same use for cannabis.
In this warehouse, the harvest from 100 local farmers is sorted and prepared into finished buds and cigarettes sent to dispensaries throughout California.
We take in the product from the farmers, we give them a down payment for all of their work to date, and then we're in charge of finding the best and most attractive place for the market for them to get as much back from their flower. And what drives us is to really build a model that's about the community. It's preserving the same values that cannabis farmers have been exemplifying for so long.
The company, which gets a percentage, helps small farmers thrive. Cyril Guthridge hopes to grow a ton of cannabis this year. Without the co-op, Guthridge says he could not have obtained a license.
It's been a really daunting task. They're really helping us achieve this process a lot smoother. And then they're taking care of the trimming, the processing, the distribution, the sales. So really, I can just focus on growing.
Guthridge says rules in this county are more favorable to small producers.
One of the benefits for Mendocino is they have limited our square footage to 10,000 square feet. So we all have an equal playing field in the county, and it really is preserving our way of life here.
A way of life that could disappear and change California's cannabis culture as thousands of small growers still wait to know their fate.